I know I ran into somebody the other night. We're like, oh, she's like, oh, I'm from Austin. And we're like, oh yeah, we were just there. But we didn't like it that much. Like, it was not compared to Houston. And like, she freaked out. She's like, oh no, Austin is so much better. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome back to another episode of In the Streets podcast, where we take a deep dive into everything sports, music, movies, fashion, and nightlife. I'm your host, Chris, aka MTZ the GOAT, aka C4, aka C, and we're back. So let's jump right into it. It's my favorite segment that I like to go over, and you already know what it is, guys. It's What's the Fit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break down what I have on right now, so that way we can just get this episode on the road. So first, we're gonna start with the toes. You already know the piggies. For the feet, I have taupe Haze 4s. They're a brown colorway with a little bit of orange accents. As you can see, they've been through it. I've used them a good amount of time. For the pants, I went ahead and went with the cargo Zara pants. These are still available. They're just like a khaki color. They have 4 or 5 different colors. I know I have like a green, navy blue, a black. So I just went with the khaki, and I have like a green colorway. I have like the green. It's like an olive green color. And then for the top, I went with Supreme tee with the collab with the Lamborghini. So you can see in the back, it has the big Lamborghini logo. So a few years back, Lamborghini did a collab with Supreme. They dropped a whole collection with a whole bunch of shirts, hats, jackets, and things like that. And I went ahead and got this black shirt with a little bit of the yellowish brown color. And then last but not least, but my hat. So it's probably my favorite part. You know, I have different fitteds and I have different trucker hats. This one right here is the back-to-back championship with the Rockets. So this one's special to me. And then it's just something I just threw on, you know, just to throw off the little colors a little bit. You can't always be matchy. But yeah, so it's the back-to-back championships here. And it's just a little trucker hat from Mitchell & Ness, and that you can also find in Lids. That's something that you can find. I walked into Lids one day and they just had it. I know they had like a Lakers colorway, different things like that. Shirt it's me a little bit harder to find, like usual. It's Supreme, so usually people get Supreme on aftermarket, but they drop. When the season starts, they drop every Thursday. They always drop different tees, different jackets, things like that. So if you want to get into Supreme, or if you already are Supreme, check them out on Thursdays. They drop around 10 a.m. Central Time. And then my pants are from Zara. I'll link them down below. And then, of course, my shoes, they're going to be, you'll be able to purchase them aftermarket, but they're going around for like maybe $350 to $400, just depending if you buy them used, and of course, different scenarios. But yeah, that's my outfit, and this is What's the Fit. That was a little quick one, but you already know I like to come, dressed up, and this is my favorite part of every episode, so you already know I have to show y'all what's going on. But let's get right into it. I just got back from a trip to Austin with the squad. We went out there for 3-4 days. We went just to hang out, but I want to do a little comparison to Houston, see how, just so y'all know how I felt about Austin, how I feel going to different cities within Texas, not just throughout the United States. Austin, let me put it this way. Austin, it has good scenery. So when I got there, there's a whole bunch of trees, there's hills, there's a lake, there's a creek, there's all kinds of, it's beautiful. I'm not even going to lie to you, it's beautiful. The hills can get kind of annoying going up and down, and the traffic. I guess I arrived at the wrong time because the traffic there was crazy. And there's only like one way to get into the city coming from Houston. So that one street or that one highway was like super packed. But besides that, it's like a 2.5 hour drive from Houston or from where I'm from. So it's nothing too crazy. So I'm always able just to go out there whenever I get the chance. But this is my first time going to Austin in, I want to say 12 years. It's been a while since the last time I've been. So I actually got to experience it, being an adult, being older, and more of the nightlife, what it's like, and being in Austin. And it's dope. I like it. It was cool. It looked good. Like I said, it was real nature looking. It's real scenic compared to Houston. Houston's super flat. We have no hills. We have no nothing. The closest thing you get to a hill is a freeway when you're going over an overpass. But other than that, it's not no up and downs in Houston. It's just straight flat road. So that's the main difference between Austin. And I would say also the diversity in Austin is not as big as it is in Houston. In Houston, you see all kinds of different cultures and different ethnicities and things like that. And Austin is not really too much of a mix. So when I kind of felt a little off going there, I'm not gonna say we didn't fit in, but it was more like, all right, you kind of look around like this is not exactly what I'm used to, but I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna put up with it for at least a weekend. And we just wanted to go just to hang out, just to chill. I know we like to do these little weekend adventures when we go to Dallas or we go to San Antonio, just the cities within Texas, just so we can go and, just get out of Houston for a little bit. But Houston is basically where it's at. Like, I don't like leaving Houston, honestly, unless it's like to a different state. So comparing any other city to Houston is uncomparable. But I want to get into it. So Austin, we mainly went to go out, basically. So we ate the food, of course. We wanted to try different food. So food-wise, the food was really good. So we went to Salt Lake. Barbecue, of course, is like the staple of Austin. It's all-you-can-eat barbecue. It was like an hour and a half wait, so it was like super popular. Everybody wants to go there. It's about 20-30 minutes out of Austin, of the city, so we had to drive a little bit. We got there. It's BYOB also, so that's pretty cool. So you bring your own drinks and you just hang out. It's like picnic style, like a farm type place. And you go and you eat a whole bunch of barbecue. Like that's exactly what we did. We had like 4 different servings of meat. We had all these appetizers, beans, potato salad, and we ate. And on top of that, they let you take to go. So whatever you don't finish, you get to take to go. So that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, we went there. We went to a couple different spots in Austin, and the food is good. I enjoyed it. We had a breakfast spot or a brunch spot, I guess, called Punch Bowl. And then our hotel was kind of far out because I know everything mainly is on 6th Street. So we're using the little scooters, the little birds, or the limes, so we're going back and forth from our hotel, which was probably like a mile or two from 6th Street. There's only a couple blocks, but we're on the other side of where it's really popping, I guess you could say. So we didn't like to walk that much, so we would get on the scooters and go from here to there. So we went to Punch Bowl. That was cool. And then, so let's talk about the nightlife. So the food's good and everything. So we're like, you know what? Friday night we got there. All right, let's go out. Let's just scope it out a little bit. Let's see what's going on. We met up with some other people there. I was with Money, and he had some people out there. So we met up with them. We're hanging out with them for a little bit. And honestly, Austin has similar bars or clubs like Houston. So the first place we hit up was Lil Woodrow's. So we have a Lil Woodrow. We had like 5 different Lil Woodrow's here in Houston. So it was cool. It was on the corner of 6th Street. They had a live band. I didn't mind it. It's just not really our cup of tea. It was cool and everything, but whenever the band wasn't playing, there was no music. So it was kind of awkward. They're just standing there watching the TVs, talking amongst each other. But it was cool. After that, we went down to what they call the Dirty Six. So here's my opinion on Austin. The nightlife in Austin is cool. It's just, at least on 6th Street, the crowd is a lot younger. I'm guessing because it's a university town with the University of Texas. So UT is there. I know there's a lot of college kids and everything like that. So 6th Street is probably like 10, 15 minutes from UT. So everybody goes there on the weekend. So the crowd is a little bit younger, which we're not really into that. We're a little bit older, so we're like a little bit, not chill, but more, people know how to cooperate when you're older. I don't know if that's from experience or anything like that, but from what we've seen is whoever's older, the older crowd is more calm, more collective. They're not going crazy or anything like that. Off the bat, that's what we noticed. It was a young crowd. So we're like, okay, you know what? It was cool. We hung out all Friday night there at 6th Street, kind of just chilling. And then the next day we woke up, we ate, we got ready again. You already know I had the fits on. I had 4 or 5 different. Let me put it like this. I'm not the best looking one in the group. So the way I make up for it is by dressing good. So when I dress good, I feel good. And I feel like I'm part of the crew. We're all together. I'm not gonna lie. We are all a good looking group. But for me to fit in just a little bit more, I have to dress up a little bit. But and that doesn't necessarily mean like I'm gonna have a suit on or I'm gonna have a button up and things like that. But I like to look good. I'm matching. I have my necklaces on. I get my watch on. So I do the things that I have to do to make myself look good. So that kind of it compensates where it makes up for the rest. But yeah, so we got ready. We this time for Saturday we decided to get a section. So we experienced Friday night without a section. We're just going in and out just to scope it out, just see how it is. And we found a spot that we liked. I think it was called Rooftop or something like that on 6th Street. So we're like, all right, you know what? We talked to the people there. We're like, all right, if we come tomorrow, can you clear out this part next to the DJ booth? If we get a bottle, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, just come on by, talk to one of us, and then we'll get you situated. We'll get security, and then they'll take everybody out, blah, blah. We're like, okay, cool. So we pull up, everybody's cool, I mean, people in Austin are super friendly. I've noticed that as well. They're super laid back, super chill. I know it's like a hippie town where everybody's like, mellowed out. So we go up to the bar, and they're like, oh, yeah. So we want to get a section. We want this spot. So they give us a spot. We're hanging out. And it was a good time. I can't complain. It wasn't like how it is in Houston. I guess in Houston, they make you feel a little bit more special when you get a section. So they give you like a security. It's more like don't go around these people, like unless you are part of their section. Move around, things like that. So I guess Houston, they make you feel more special. Where in Austin, they just throw you in. They just like, all right, you go here and you're good to go, and they just take off. So that's the only downside of it. The part we didn't really like about it is just the fact that they just kind of threw us in there and they kicked everybody out and they just let us there and took off. Overall, it was good music, good vibes. We had fun. That was on a Saturday night, and then we got back home 5 or 6. It was kind of late because we have to walk back home. So that's always at night. That's always a struggle. So we'll get home kind of late, so we were asleep by 5 or 6. Sunday, same thing. We get up, we get ready, we go to brunch. We had different adventures throughout the day. Maybe if we get Money and CJ on here, we'll go deep dive into the stories. But Sunday was a bit of an adventure. So we go have brunch a little late. I think it's like around 4 or 5. We're barely eating. We're barely eating brunch. We finish up. We get on the birds and we take off to Rainy Street. Well, at first of all, we asked one of the workers at Punch Bowl. He was really cool. He said he was from Humble, Texas. So shout out to him for being from Houston, here in the Houston area. And we asked him, hey, bro, on Sundays, we see there's a little quiet out here. What are the places to hit, or what are the places to go? He said you're either gonna hit Rainy Street or you're gonna hit the Domain. And we've heard about both of them. We didn't go to either of them. So we're like, you know what, we're gonna check it out. So we hopped on the birds. We took off to Rainy Street first. That was it was a few miles, so it wasn't a good idea for us to use the birds. I recommend if you're in the city and you're going to Rainy Street, to Uber there, or to Uber anywhere you're going, really. That's the safest way to go. And the birds can get kind of expensive for the little scooters. So yeah, we should have Ubered there. We got there. It was good vibes. It was like, if you're in Houston, it's more like a Midtown vibes. Even though the Domain, he told us about the Domain, and we're like, oh, what kind of bars or what kind of places are at the Domain? He's like, oh, they have a place called 77 Degrees. They have Wonder Bar. They have Dogwood. He was naming all these bars. We're like, hold up. All those same bars are exactly in Midtown in Houston. Like, that's weird how I guess all the owners know each other, so they're like, you know what, we're just gonna open the exact same clubs or same bars here in Austin. So they have the exact same ones all next to each other. So we're like, maybe we shouldn't go there. I mean, we know Midtown in Houston. We want to try something a little different. So we went to Rainy Street. It was cool. The first bar we went to was around the corner. It's like a 3-story bar. Is the open floor, DJ. You go up and down. It's more of an industrial look. It was really cool. It was open. It was a bit hot, so we're just chilling, hanging out. And then we're there in Rainy Street to maybe about 8 or 9. And then we learned our lesson, so we just took an Uber back to the hotel. It was like probably like 10, 15, like maybe like 10 minutes from where we were. So we went back. And we kind of contemplated, like, all right, what do we do now? What do we, are we going to hang out? Or are we going to go back out? So we're there watching the women's March Madness. It was crazy. Shout out to South Carolina for winning everything, the Gamecocks. It was a crazy game. We're there after the game. We're like, all right, you know what? Let's just head out. So we went out. We just chilled for a little bit. And then, we called it a night. So we're there for what? We're there for 3 nights. We came back Monday. And then we took pictures by the Capitol. After we went out, we're like, you know what, let's just walk to the Capitol. It's right here. It's not that far. And then we have a whole bunch of pictures, different snapshots that we took at the Capitol. And then we went back home. But nothing too crazy. We just went out. We just went to Austin just to go out, just to see what the nightlife looks like. Take a break from being in Houston for a little bit. And it was cool. Will I ever go back? Maybe. I'm not too sold on it. I might just go for a day or two. But nothing too crazy. Houston is not compared to Houston. I know every city has like their little street. I know like Austin has 6th Street. New Orleans has like Bourbon Street. I know Miami has that strip. But when you look at Houston and when it comes to nightlife, we have more than just a street. So when people ask, "Oh, what's the street to go to? What's the street to go to?" My first question to them is like, "What exactly are you looking for? You're looking for more upbeat. You're looking for more regular type music. You're looking for more trap music, more heavy on the rap side. Like, what kind of vibes are you looking for? Because when you go to Houston, we have downtown. We have Midtown, we have Washington, we have the Heights, we have Richmond area, we have Westheimer area. There's a lot of places you can go, and it's just like and in every one is just like you'll have fun at every single spot. Like at every spot that I've been to, that I just named, I've never not had a good time. I mean, of course, there's gonna be certain places that you didn't like or you don't like, so you go to a new spot, and then that spot might be better. And so, but like Washington Street, you have Bottle Blonde, you have Hart, you have Lincoln, you have Clutch, you have Standard, and then you go downtown, you have Crew, you have McIntyre, you have different spots in downtown. You go to Midtown, you have 77, you have Wonder Bar, you have Unicorn. So it's like, it just depends on what you're looking for. And also one of my favorite spots, I'd recommend everybody to check it out, is Azusa. If you like hookah or if you like lounges, more of a small, little more intimate spot, I recommend going to Azusa. My boy EJ, he DJs there. So if you ever catch him, shout him out. But yeah, so I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. And that's why I love Houston so much, because you can go to any different street or any different spot and you'll have a good time, or you know where you're getting yourself into. So, but that's my experience when it comes to going to different cities in Texas. Our next one on the target is going to be Dallas. So we're going to be looking forward to going to Dallas within the next month or so. And we're traveling. We're going to different cities. You'll see I'm gonna have a couple different guests in a remote city. And then, yeah, stay tuned. My studio is getting worked on as we speak. So I'm getting situated, everything at the house. Like I said last episode, I just moved into a new house. So I'm getting everything situated. And then once I have all that squared away, I'm going to start working on making sure I have the studio ready, make sure the whole setup is nice. So I'm looking out for y'all. I want the best content for y'all, so that way y'all can enjoy it. And then I'm going to start having guests left and right. So y'all stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening to another episode of In the Streets podcast. Let me know what y'all think. Do you like Austin? I know I ran into somebody the other night. We're like, she's like, I'm from Austin. And we're like, yeah, we're just there. But we didn't like it that much. Like, it was, not compared to Houston. And like, she freaked out. She's like, oh no, Austin is so much better. Blah, blah. So what's your opinion? You like Austin better or you like Houston? I'm gonna forever say Houston. This is my born town, where I'm born and raised. I don't see myself leaving this city anytime soon unless something comes up. But I like it here. If you enjoy it, let me know what you prefer. And give us recommendations. What other city? I know there's cities like Scottsdale in Arizona. Everybody says Scottsdale is crazy. I want to go visit there. We're looking to go to Miami, LA sometime soon. We want to go back to New York. So, I mean, we're open. Just let us know what you recommend, where we should go. And come visit us in Houston. If you're from out of state or you're from out of town, come visit Houston. I recommend it. Hit me up. We'll be able to give you all the details or the spots to hit. And let's keep going. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of In the Street podcast, where we take a deep dive into everything sports, fashion, music, movies, and nightlife. Deuces.